Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Singing the Tea. You already know I'm your host, Dustin, singer, actor, Lewis. Sometimes I sing, sometimes I give you all of the reality TV tea, but it's always going to be what you want, and it's absolutely what you need. And child, listen, we are going to dive into this Married to Medicine Season 12, Episode 10. Baby, the episode was okay, but we definitely going to talk about it. But before we talk about it, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share with the family members, share with the friends so we can grow our community, baby. Share with the person next to you at the cubicle at work so y'all can go ahead and get into the tea, baby. Let's sing about it. Let's do all the wonderful things. But let's talk about Married to Medicine. That's what we here, right? That's what we here for. So, Married to Medicine, this episode, I think it ended very well. I think that overall the episode was okay. Like, it was just like, okay, cool. It just kind of felt like a filler episode. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't like the most amazing episode ever. But it did have me coming to some realizations on a couple of situations here, and we definitely are about to talk about it. Now, the episode opens up with the ladies. They get ready to go on a sunset cruise. And listen, if y'all know this group, when it comes to the Married to Medicine girls, when it comes to them in a boat, a yacht, baby, a surfboard, it's always going to be some calamity there, baby, because something about these ladies, when it comes to ordering a boat, they can't ever get it right. It's very rare that they get it right when it comes to the boat. But one thing I'm going to say, though, Contessa, I will say this. I was very shocked and I was very surprised at how well this girl's trip went. Like, overall, the house, 10. The food, 10. The games were fun, 10. Then on top of that, you know, this whole boat that you got, girl, out of this world, yes, 1,000. Like, you did that, Contessa, so shout out to you. Maybe you need to start planning the girls trip more often because you definitely put your foot in that, and I'm happy. I'm happy about everything that you did. So, you know, we see the guys, right? As the girls are getting on the boat, ladies, are getting on the boat, we see the guys mixing it up. They getting ready to hang out. One thing I love about the Married to Medicine men, I love when they get together because it's always a good time. Most of the time, it's going to be a good time. And I really, really enjoy when they have, they bro nights and they always cut up. Now, Scott, I don't mean you no harm. And I'm not trying to kick you when you're down, my brother. But when you said you had glaucoma and you couldn't see out the side of your eyes, you had to have surgery, baby, is it time for you to retire? Because I'm just saying, I'll be scared. If you was my physician, baby, I'd be so scared. I'd be like, wait, maybe he wrote down the wrong prescription. Maybe he ain't seeing things the way that we can see things. I would be a little bit nervous. I don't know nothing about it. I think you got it fixed, Lord. I'm praying and hoping. Hoping, and wishing that you got to fix. Because I'm telling you, I don't feel like you need to be practicing. Like Eugene said, you know, it's a couple things as a doctor that you don't want no harm. Baby, that's your eyes, that's your mind, and that's your hands. You can sit down and operate, but your hands, your mind, and your eyes, I need them to be top tier. I need them to be top tier, baby. Because you got to get up in there. We need to know what's going on. But yeah, I hope that you all right. But, you know, the fellas are having a good time. You know, they talk about them, you know, being away from the ladies. You know, some people are having a good time, but some people are struggling. Speaking of struggling, baby Steve said he over there fighting for his life, baby. He said, baby, he waiting on Mimi to get back to the house so she can take these 2 children. He said they is working his nerves. Now, he ain't say all that. But, you know, he just is having a rough time with having to deal with both of his kids because, you know, they have the one son that has special needs and having to cater to him and all of that. So, you know, it can be a lot, you know, for one parent to take on, but I feel like he's doing a great job, so kudos to him. But it was funny when Curtis was like, man, we know how you unwind, baby. You go to a Louis Vuitton store and you buy up the store. That's what Steve likes to do, side, and we here for it. Now, speaking of people having a rough time, baby King over there, he's talking about, you know, he getting a little break from they 15 times a week. Child, y'all wasn't doing 15 times a week, no way. But, you know, he said with the hormones and everything, he feels like things are, you know, slowing down anyway. So he's not doing things as much as he normally would with they 15 times. And let them tell it. And they talk about, well, they ask him, or somehow they talk about the IVF. I can't remember how it went. But they'll talk about the IVF situation, and he doesn't give them any information. Like, and I respect him for that. Like, he was like, hey, That's Quad's story. I'm going to let her tell the ladies when she gets ready. And then once she tells the ladies first, I'll go and have the conversation with the guys. But I do respect him for being like, hey, girl, you tell your girls first. And whenever you tell them that, I'll tell the guys and we'll be cool. So after that, we swing back to the boat with the ladies. And everybody is having a good time. And Dr. Simone says they having a good time, baby, because they ain't having no deep conversations. And to be honest, that's how y'all need to start off. Y'all just need to start off just being comfortable in each other's presence. And then, once y'all get back settled, then y'all can start to have some of those tough conversations. But right now, girl, y'all not there yet. So, Simone, we just want y'all to have those even kill combos for right now. But what killed me, baby, was when Heavenly leaned over and had kissed. She gave Simone a hug, and then she gave her a kiss on the lips. And, baby, I couldn't think of nobody but Nene Leakes gay. Baby, I'm not gay. I might hang with the gays, but I'm not gay. If I was gay, woo, I'm gay. Hey, look at me. But I'm not gay. Baby, if y'all remember that from Nene Leakes, that was so funny. But, yeah, when Heavenly kissed, I was like, oh, God. Like, I was not expecting that from Heavenly. But Heavenly, baby, I saw that, she had that dark look in that cup. Heavenly had some crown. That's what it was. Heavenly had that crown and she was feeling good. Heavenly said, Simone over there looking right. She looking tight. She said, I gotta go give me a little taste of that. I know that's right, Heavenly. But one thing about Simone said, yep, the kiss is fine, but me and this lady, we ain't good. Simone said, I'm not over the drama. Me and her, she said, I'ma still have the drama with her. We beefing forever. And Simone, I ain't mad at you. Simone said, I'm gonna teach you how to treat me. I know that's right, Simone. You teach them people how to treat you, girl. Because Heavenly ain't have to do all that. Because, now don't get me wrong, Simone cuts up an extra food. But Heavenly, you put 20 on 10. Like, you were doing way too much when it came to that whole situation. Talking about she was aggressive and she did all this and she did all that. Simone wasn't doing all that. Simone is all bark and no bite, girl. We already know that. Simone ain't gonna be doing nothing. Now, we see the ladies on the boat, and it was funny when Heavenly was talking about Angel. She said, baby, these moves that Angel is doing, did she have a previous life before she came here? Heavenly, I know what you're trying to say. You were trying to call that lady either a woman of the night. That's what you were trying to say. That's what you were trying to call that girl. She's a good Christian type of woman. Now, don't be jealous of her boogie because the girl can get down and she can shake a little tail feather. Don't get mad at her. Let her do what she got to do. She looked good, and we all here for it. Angel does look good. The body is on point. But she looks real good. But Heavenly, you was messy for that. So, child, we get back to the men, and King over there, speaking of messy, King is over there, baby. Baby King had put on his slip, but he showed his slip in the words Mariah Huck, because he over there getting it started with the men, talking about some, I talked to Quad, and she told me that, the ladies had some issues with Toya, and Eugene was like, wait, with Toya? What my wife do or whatever? Well, like, she ain't supporting Heavenly, and, her running for office, and he was like, she went to the thing, and I'm gonna be honest with you. And like Eugene said, for Toya, that's a good first step. So I agree with Dr. Damon and Dr. Eugene. For Toya, that's a good first step. And if Heavenly plays her cards right, she could get support from Toya. But Heavenly just got to chill. Like, in all honesty, Heavenly just has to chill. And she needs to understand, girl, you running for office, not nobody else. These women can say whatever they can to you, but you have to be the bigger person because of the platform that you are trying to embark on. So that's what you got to think about, Heavenly. But I think both men were right when they were having that conversation. So, and Heavenly and Quad, Dr. Heavenly and Toya been at odds since day one, pretty much. So, child, they gonna go back and forth. But at the end of the day, I feel like they still gonna be good. Like, it ain't that deep between them two. So we're back to the boat with the ladies, and Heavenly's like, I want to play a game. I'm open to this. I want to kind of have like a little town hall. Baby, I want y'all to ask me questions. I'm not going to look at y'all like my friends. I'm going to look at y'all like y'all are constituents. There we go. I'm going to look at y'all like y'all are my constituents or whatever the people is. And I want y'all to ask me some questions. Now, Heavenly, I want to believe in you. And I want you to get this thing because you seem to really be passionate about it. But Heavenly, you got some work to do. First of all, you calling Quad Webb Lunsford. That girl ain't been Quad Webb Lunsford since 2019. And she your campaign decorator, organizer or something. You ain't know the lady name? You need to get that together. Put that crown down. That was that crown that had you acting up like this. So Heavenly, you got that wrong. Then what else did you Heavenly? You and Contessa going back and forth. Contessa trying to ask you a question, baby. You tell Contessa she gonna have to leave because she ain't asking the right question. But when I tell you that was good to me, and I can just see Heavenly at a debate just cutting up and acting a plum fool. Like Heavenly, could it work for you? Sure, but you definitely got you some work that you need to do. But overall, the whole party thing was real funny. It seemed like it was a good time. And overall, too, I'm glad the ladies didn't have no major drama on the boat. The ladies seemed like they had an overall good time, so that's what we like to see. Now, the next day, everybody's getting up for breakfast. They having breakfast. They having a good time. And Toya wants to talk about the Met Gala. And, Toya is apparently the new chairperson for the Met Gala, which I think is good, right? Everybody, every year, these ladies have run it, but Toya doesn't want to participate. She don't want to, or she want to choose what she want to do when she want to do it. So it's good. Like, hey, you go ahead and you be a part of this, so you can see what we have to do on the back end, and we can see what it is that you're not contributing to. So I think it's very smart for them to do that. It's smart for them to have her go ahead and participate in that way. And Toy, it's crazy that you haven't participated in the past 2 years. That is a little bit crazy, and you wrong for that. You definitely got to do better. Because especially them asking for $2,500. Girl, you had a party for your Birkin. Your party for your Birkin costs more than you donating $2,500 to this event. Like, you doing too much for you. Like, you definitely wrong, and you could definitely do better this year when it comes to that event. Now, the ladies are sitting there, and I will say this. I don't know if it was like more conversation and Quad was like trying to get in, but it just seemed like they cut to her and she was really emotional. So I feel like some of the editing, some of it just hit the editing room or the cutting room floor or whatever, because it just seemed a bit odd, the way that they switched over to Quad. But Quad has something to say. Everybody gives her attention. She's emotional. And she tells the ladies that her eggs are not, they weren't successful. Like, her eggs just didn't make it, unfortunately. And it's just a really sad moment for Quad. And the ladies rallied behind her. They are there to support her. Jackie, the way Jackie spoke was just like, hey, being her doctor and being her friend is really tough, because as her doctor, I want to stand here and be strong and listen to her and make sure I'm there for that side. But as her friend, my heart breaks for her. So I can understand where Jackie's coming from for that. Something that I thought was interesting, and I don't think it's a good thing. I can't find the word for it. But hearing Quad acknowledge that Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie, and maybe some of the other ladies too, were telling her like, hey, freeze your eggs, and she just didn't listen and didn't do it. It just was like, okay, cool. I think because I was sitting here this whole time, I'm like, why didn't Quad do that? Like, even if you weren't sure if you were going to have kids at that moment, like, girl, just freeze your eggs. Like, there's so much value in that. And I think that looking at previous shows and I'm not trying to kick Quad when she's down. Looking at these previous seasons and seeing Quad the way she would be about the whole having a child situation, and seeing her now, it really is sad, because it's like, and I love what Jackie said, you can't keep living in the past. We got to figure out what's going on now so that we can move forward. So I love when she said that. But, yeah, it's one of those things, like, sometimes you really, really got to take those doctors' advice when they give you something. Be like, hey, look, listen, girl, we getting to the end here. So we got to make sure that we're doing what we're doing to make sure that we get our end result and what it is. So, hopefully she is able to have kids at some point, or figure out how she'll be able to have kids. I think that Quad, she really wants to have a child. And I feel like anybody who wants a child, they're deserving of that. So I pray and I hope that does work out for her. So my heart goes out to Quad in that whole situation. So we see Toya and Jackie. They have a meeting, right? And it kind of starts off with Jackie talking about the scrubs. She has a scrub line as well. Cool. Love that. Everybody got scrubs, baby. I love it. But they also are talking about the Met Gala. And, Toya's reflecting. She's realizing what she was wrong. But as they're organizing this thing, Toya does have some great ideas as far as making sure that they are turning it into an organization so that they can get more money from businesses and companies and all of these different things. That's a great idea that she's doing that. I will say this though, Toya. I understand that you are participating in this year and you are making a change for it this year. However, the other ladies, right, have put in, they laid down the bricks for you to be able to be in the building for the Met Gala, right? So you still need to give them they just due. I'm with Jackie when it comes to leaving them off. As far as organizers or creators or whatever it is on the website, you need to add those ladies as well, because they've been there in the trenches when you weren't. You are just not stepping up. So you trying to exclude them from it because you are adding on this additional piece, that ain't cool. Like, that ain't cool. Still get them ladies they just do. Like, so you got to do better than that, Toya. So, we see Quad and we see King. They're having, I guess, lunch or whatever. And it was just awkward. Like, it's so awkward because it seems, honestly, how it looks like Quad is not trying to argue with him, which I appreciate, and I can appreciate that. But their situation seems so awkward, the way that he speaks to her sometimes. And I think that he's joking. It just is not landing the way that he thinks that he's landing. And especially in the sensitive moment that she's in. Like, when she was talking about crying, he was just like, yeah, but you cried a whole bunch, like, buckets of tears. And it was just like, dude, read the room, bro. Like, it's not the time. He was like, well, I'm just joking. You know, you have the right to do that. It's not the time to joke. It's a sensitive time for this lady. Like, I understand you're in this as well, and you might be coping the way that you want to cope, but you know Quad is sensitive. We know Quad. We don't even know the lady like that. We know it from the show. And we can all deduce that Quad is very sensitive. So I wouldn't be joking with her like that. Like, even down to like, oh, she said, oh, can I try some of your fish? Oh, well, you always want to try my food. I thought you didn't like when people try your food. And she was like, well, it's the way you go about it. Well, I think about it. And she's like, oh, don't worry about it. You know, I'm good. And it's like, the way she's handling it, she handled it better than me. Because I would have cussed him out. I would have cussed him out. I'm be real. I would have cussed him out because he was just plain out just being an ass, and it was unnecessary. Like, it was really, really unnecessary. And I would say this: you can tell that their relationship is coming to an end because they are no longer pouring into that. And I think King said they put so much energy into the fertility side of it that they forgot about fueling the actual relationship. And I feel like that's true. But sir, if you are feeling that way, you need to speak up and have that conversation with your woman. You should have had that conversation with her if that's the way that you were feeling. But I think, well, we all know now that they're no longer together. He been online, dancing all in the videos, commenting on all the stuff. Baby, he been all over the place just yipping and yapping. So Quad, you dodged a bullet, girl. So no love lost, good riddance. Baby, Jackie got these scrubs. One thing about Dr. Jackie, she gonna have a skin color line, she gonna have some scrubs, and she gonna be an OBGYN. Jackie got it all going on. And Dr. Jackie said, you know what? I'm gonna do me a scrub line photo shoot with Derek Blanks. Who else is Blanks? Was it Bobby Blanks? No, Bobby Boucher. Derek Blanks. It's somebody fitness or something. Derek Blanks or something. Maybe Derek, he is a fitness person. He do photos and fitness. Hell, I don't know. But the name sounds familiar for somebody else. But, you know, she invited Contessa, DrContessa, DrHeavenly, Quad, and Toya to come and participate in her photo shoot. And I think the concept was really dope. I love what he brought. He's a beast when it comes to those photos and the transitions. It's really cool. He's done a lot of stuff for Candy. He's done stuff for BB Judy, for her Kaleidoscope. He's done a lot of phenomenal work. I've seen him do a lot of stuff with Mimi and Cynthia as well. So, really cool. Really, really cool. The line. So they were talking about the scrub line, and Tori was like, well, I guess, baby, it's like weave. Everybody got a weave line, everybody got a scrub line now. And it's really funny, but the thing that I love about their scrub lines, and Contessa kind of highlighted this, is they're different. Like, Jackie's is more so like, okay, you can wear this out anywhere. It's like more, how I look at it, baby, if you want to go to the club after, you can wear angels. You know, this is something that you can just wear to the club, baby, because your body already ready. Dr. Jackie's is if you want to go to church, if you want to go grab you a nice glass of wine at a bar, if you want to go to a rally, if you got to go to your child's game, you know, that's what Jackie's is giving. It's every day. But if you want to jazz it up and throw on the hill, you can do that. So Jackie's is a little versatile. Angels is for going to the club. Angels is real club based. Jackie's is real everyday woman. Or if she want to go grab a cocktail, she can. It's very versatile. So their scrubs are different, and I'm happy about it. So everybody get them a scrub. Everybody support Dr. Jackie scrubs and get you some of them. We don't want no scrubs. Yes, we do. Now, Contessa looked good. Contessa looked good, girl. You had a calling to be a model. You looked real good. Now, Heavenly, you didn't look bad, but you were just funny. Heavenly just a goofy person to me, so it was just funny seeing Dr. Heavenly. MsQuad, she got it. And it's that on that. Toya, you looked a little uncomfortable with your hand. You put your hand up on your hip and you did not let your backbone slip. Baby, you just kept them there. You supposed to, hey, ooh, when you take a picture, you gotta be mobile. You gotta know what to do with your hands. You gotta be fluid, girl. You gotta know what to do. You gotta know what to do when you modeling, Toya. See, Toya, that's the thing. Toya, you've been sitting at home drinking wine too much. You need to get back. Put yourself out there, Toya. Put yourself out there. Now, speaking of Toya, she gathers the ladies together and she's like, look, y'all, I want to talk to y'all about, one, I want to apologize to y'all because I didn't realize everything that went on or what all it took to run such a function. So I owe y'all an apology. But child, I still need to get this watch, baby. I still need to get this $2,500. And, it's the same amount as last year that she didn't pay. And Quad just lets it be known. Well, didn't somebody not pay last year? Oh, girl, it was you? Well, how about we sit this year out and you just take care of it all? Now, Toya, you can't get mad. I understand we just talked about not living in the past. But Toya, 2 years in a row, you played on them about that Med Gala. So Toya, Quad made a good point. Maybe they should sit this one out and you take the brunt of it since you got your fancy degrees and you know how to run a Med Gala now all of a sudden. But you apologize because you're the host and you know how things are going down. Now, when she starts talking to them about the structure of and the roles of the foundation, Toya, it wasn't what you said. It just didn't need to be said in that moment. I do agree with Heavenly. It should have been more of a conversation. If y'all were going to look at making this a foundation, y'all should have had a conversation with everybody to see what everybody's roles needed to be or what they wanted to be instead of being like, oh, you're going to do this, we're going to be this. I think that it should have been more of a group conversation if you are going to create a foundation and include everybody else as members on that foundation. I think that should have been something that was had. You and Jackie, I ain't even going to put it on you. You and DrJackie should have had a different conversation. So, child, you already know Heavenly is hot, baby. She hot as fish grease. She get mad. She walk off. Baby, this last 5 minutes was so funny to me. She get mad and she walk off. She said, buy Simone, a girl, whatever your name is. She said that to Jackie. Baby, when I tell you, I was on the floor because it was so funny. Like, Heaven is one of those people, like, when she argue like that, it's funny and you can't do nothing but laugh, baby. Quad was laughing in the moment because it's funny. So then Quad go and get her. She tried to get her to come back. Heavenly get it started again, talking about some, Toya, just so you know, and your children will someday know, baby, Jackie don't even like working with you. She said you difficult to work with. She said you don't know what you're doing. She said you funky and you stink. Baby, it was so doggone funny. The way Heavenly was just up there breaking up the scene. It was the funniest thing. And Jackie sitting there like, girl, I ain't say that. She said, girl, I did not say that. Now, Jackie, you said that, and you know what? I know Jackie said it because Jackie was up there like, girl, I didn't say that. Just smiling. Jackie, you said it. And I ain't mad at you for saying it, but you know you said it. And you said what I said, she with the $2,500, and it's just funny that she brought. Girl, nah, Jackie, you said a little bit more. I'm with Contessa. You said a little bit more. I believe every word Heavenly saying. She just messy. I don't know why y'all be telling Heavenly. Heavenly couldn't know nothing about my life, baby. Heavenly wouldn't know nothing because the way Heavenly be spraying y'all with y'all mess is the funniest thing. And listen, she just dropped the rag because they wasn't even letting Heavenly talk no more because it just was a mess. Baby, it was devastation. And that's essentially where the episode ends. When I tell you the last 5 minutes was the funniest part about this whole episode to me. It was so doggone funny the way Heavenly was going back and forth. Baby, Jackie just had to walk off and say, I'm just ready to take my picture. She was done. She was just done. But the photo shoot came out really, really cute. And overall, I enjoyed it. It was a cute episode. But y'all, we have reached the end of this episode. Have y'all seen the new America's Next Top Model documentary? We want to talk about that. We might talk about that tomorrow. We might get into that tomorrow or maybe tonight. We're going to see. But yes, y'all, this is where we're going to end. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share with a family member, share with a friend so we can grow our community over here. And like always, thank y'all so much for joining me on this journey. Until next time, have a good one, everybody.